It's Friday, May 26th. This is the CBC Morning Report. I'm Tisha Hines. Barbados is participating in the United Nations World Health Assembly, and among the participants in the local delegation is the Healthy Caribbean Coalition. Vice President of the HCC, Dr. Kenneth Connell, joins the CBC Morning Report live to look at the meeting and what it offers up for Barbados and the region. Good morning to you, Dr. Connell.
So, Tisha, it's this great pleasure that I say to you, good afternoon, and this is why I'm a lot more alert.
All right, so good afternoon wherever you are in the world, and congratulations on everything that's been going on of late. I know a lot of work is ongoing as relates to working with NCDs and all of that wonderful stuff, and we're going to have a chance to talk about that. But how has HCC been advancing acceleration of the WHO Best Buys in the region?
Well, let me start by saying that most people in the region are aware of the Healthy Caribbean Coalition and all that we do in terms of advocacy as a CARICOM mandated coalition. However, what you did not know is that this is actually not our first attendance at World Health Assembly. We have been here in several years in the past. Sir Trevor Hassel, the current president of HCC, and I am fortunate to be here representing HCC this year with our Executive Director, Mrs. Maisha Hutton, and also under the support of the NCD Alliance. So obviously our voice here at the World Health Assembly has been pushing NCDs, right, and the battle against NCDs. The World Health Organization in 2013 issued what's known as the Global Action Plan to address NCDs so that we all as countries could reach the Sustainable Development Goals of 3, in particular 3.4, which speaks to reducing the premature deaths from cardiovascular diseases. And it's almost like a menu, like when you go to a restaurant, of tackling NCDs, these best buys that they've created, which were updated in 2017 and expanded again in 2022. And so the WHO in particular has expanded best buys as they relate to cardiovascular disease, as well as increasing the sustainability in workforces that manage cardiovascular disease. So addressing risk factors such as alcohol reduction, smoking cessation, unhealthy diets, exercise, all those kind of things that we know about. And why are they called best buys? Well, they're really where you get the best results in terms of mortality and morbidity based on the amount that you're investing in them. And I made a very bold statement at an NCD event here in Geneva by saying that the Caribbean as a region really cannot afford not to use the best buys because they are the only buys for us. If we do not tackle NCDs from a prevention standpoint, then we certainly cannot afford as a region to treat it.
Well, if we start talking about these commercial determinants of health, where are we in terms of discussions on these commercial determinants, certainly here in the region?
Many of us have heard about the commercial determinants of health, and they're the things that, for instance, influence the health outcomes that are outside of health, largely driven by private sector and industry in both a positive and negative way. So I don't want to make it sound as if commercial determinants are all negative. What we have been advancing here with the NCD Alliance is really trying to prevent interference with the negative commercial determinants of health, where industry interrupts the agenda, which seeks to, for instance, prevent marketing of unhealthy foods and vegetables to children, seeks to block things like taxation, such as sugar-sweetened beverage taxation, and other measures which are direct impacts on health. The point that the Healthy Caribbean Coalition has always made is that whilst industry needs to be to give an opinion, they cannot be in the final decision-making process because there's obviously a conflict of interest. And before our partners here at the NCD Alliance, we have been trying to push that, the commercial determinants of health, and how do we secure a space for health to discuss with our Caribbean leaders, and we have met many of them here in Geneva, such that we can secure health outcomes without interruption or distortion from various conflicts of interest.
Now, we understand that in June, the WHO SIDS ministerial meeting will be held right here in Barbados. So what are some of the key NCD goals that you're working toward for this meeting?
Right. So one of the key NCD goals, first of all, the meeting will be held in Barbados with all ministers of health throughout the region. We will be discussing what's known as the outcome document, and this document will speak to various NCD outcomes, which we are hoping to really push globally, so not just for Barbados. Obviously, political buy-in is important, and we need our ministers to be on board on this. In particular, speaking to the same things we mentioned just now, such as the commercial determinants of health and universal health coverage for all. So we're very excited to host this meeting in Barbados. Well, I'm not in Barbados now, but in June 12th to 14th, I think, are the dates. And of course, this is the second high-level meeting because the first one was held, of course, in January here at the Barbados Hilton.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for representing Barbados in this way and certainly carrying the mantle the way you do to move things forward. I remember a time, it's not too distant in the future, I remember a time where people used to smoke indoors, where people smoked on airplanes, and through advocacy, we've been able to see some major changes in that area. So I'm sure we will see some changes in this area as well if we continue on this trajectory. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. And I have given a shout out from CBC to the media team here as well. So you are represented as well.
Thank you so much. All right, coming up on the CBC Morning Report, a genocide suspect has been captured in South Africa after 22 years on the run.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Rwandan genocide suspect Fulgence Kayishema has been arrested in South Africa after being on the run since 2001. He is alleged to have orchestrated the killing of approximately 2,000 people.
Fulgence Kayishema has been on the run for more than 20 years. He's accused of organising the killing of nearly 2,000 Tutsis seeking shelter inside a Catholic church. Catherine Soy has been monitoring developments from Nairobi.
Kayishema was arrested on Wednesday. He has been on the run for many years, and he is expected to be arraigned in court on Friday, and it's also expected that he could eventually be taken to UN a court that is based in Tanzania that specifically deals with issues to do with the genocide. So why we're here is because this man and others masterminded a massacre in Rwanda where about 2,000 people were killed, women, children, and men as well. And what they did is that they went to this church. It was a Catholic church. They bought fuel and they burned down the church with people who were inside. So during the genocide, many people ran to the church to seek solace because they thought that that is where they would be protected. Clearly, that was not the case. We know also that one of the church leaders, the priest who was in charge of that particular church and that was supposed to protect these victims, was involved in that massacre. He's currently in jail.
Rhodes, founder of the far-right group The Oath Keepers, has been sentenced to 18 years in prison for his role in the attack on the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021. It is the longest sentence handed down so far to any participant in the January 6 riot, which sought to overturn former President Donald Trump's loss in the 2020 election.
Stuart Rhodes and members of his anti-government group are the first people to be sentenced for seditious conspiracy and other crimes. Prosecutors had asked for a 25-year jail term, arguing that the riot was a plot to stop the transfer of power from Donald Trump to Joe Biden. Alan Fisher joins me live from Washington, D.C. Alan, he's been convicted and sentenced. Can he appeal?
Well, certainly his legal team are indicating that they are going to appeal both the conviction and the sentence. They were looking essentially for him to be released from prison today, saying that time served was enough for this sentence. He's been in jail now for 16 months, but the prosecution were looking for somewhere in the region of 25 years. Now it's clear that the judge has decided that these offences warranted a significant jail term and so imposed that 18-year term on him. Now in court, Rhodes suggested that he was a political prisoner, that his only crime had been to oppose those who, in his words, wanted to destroy the country. But what the judge said was that he'd been convicted of a criminal offence and that he was a danger to the United States, to the Republic, to actually the fabric of democracy itself in the United States. Now, the idea that he thinks he's a political prisoner certainly echoes some of the words that we've heard from Republican members of Congress who have supported those who have been convicted and arrested with offences surrounding January the 6th, 2021. And of course, you'll remember that Donald Trump, the man who wants to be president again and is likely to be at this stage the Republican presidential nominee, says that if he is elected, if he gets back into the White House, then there will be pardons for everyone who is convicted of offences surrounding January the 6th. Now, Rhodes wasn't inside the Capitol on January the 6th, but he was there and he was in contact with members of a group who were actually inside. And prosecutors said he had put weapons in a number of hotels around the area with the intention to use them if he felt they needed it to make sure that the certification of Joe Biden as president didn't go ahead, and he was there in support of Donald Trump. Now, he's a former paratrooper. The Oath Keepers are a right-wing militia group, and what is interesting is that in the last 10 years, people convicted of seditious conspiracy have faced jail terms of around 10 years, so 18 years is very much on the high side of this. It is the longest term that anyone has been given for involvement in what happened on Capitol Hill here in Washington, D.C. on January the 6th, 2021.
It's time now for us to preview what's coming up on Morning Barbados. It's a fresh Friday. That means we have some great music for you. Just D will be here, and we have a special coming your way, a special surprise. Compliments of Ras Eiley and his concert that's coming up. A big surprise is coming your way. We're talking about a fundraising event of note for a fire victim and his family. We're also talking about the Blazing Trails hike, letting you know why you should get out, get some exercise, and participate in hiking. Plus, we're telling you how CBC is festival ready. We have loads of events this weekend and into the extended weekend as well. In the next chapter, we have an author who has a book called Project Love Global. You find out a whole lot more about that. And of course, we are going to have some good fun as we look forward to this long Whitsun weekend. That's all coming up on Morning Barbados rather. But next, more news, sports, and weather right here on the Morning Report.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented.
While Barbados appears to be experiencing an overall lull in murders, local officials are worried about the number of homicides in neighboring territories. Speaking during the start of a crime prevention symposium yesterday, Attorney General Dale Marshall expressed concern that the worrying trend could expand. CBC's Sharika Griffith has all the details.
According to Attorney General Dale Marshall, Caribbean nations make up more than half of the top 10 countries with the highest murder rates in the world. Using St. Lucia as an example, he not only highlighted that law enforcement officers from several Caribbean countries were deployed there to assist local police, he stressed the viciousness of the crimes.
There's a story of a 2-year-old child who was shot 8 times. 8 times. One of the things that we have to worry about is the spread of that level of violent crime coming from one country to the next.
Describing that as a frightening prospect, Mr. Marshall also suggested the cost of violent crime is creating a problem for regional economies. In this year's budget, the Barbados Police Service received its highest allocation ever, $130 million. And in recent years, the number of judges has also been increased.
We are having to spend more money, more resources that could have been going to social care, more resources that could have been going to our schools. We are diverting resources from those agencies and putting them in that area to help to fight crime.
But with the minister now responsible for crime prevention, Mr. Marshall is promising contemporary approaches to dealing with crime.
Crime prevention for us is no longer the police officer telling you, put lights outside your house. It is going to be how we get into our communities and try to divert our young men.
The University of the West Indies Cave Hill, through Principal and Pro-Vice Chancellor Professor Clive Landis, said the campus has used its research expertise to suggest solutions to crime and will continue to do so.
This symposium is deliberately looking at the crime problem through a different lens from the usual crime and punishment perspective. Instead of ruminating on the types of punishments that can be issued for crimes that have already taken place, we are seeking to identify practical, focused, and affordable interventions that as a society we can implement to prevent crime before it happens.
According to statistics provided by the Attorney General, there are currently 94 murder cases, 7 for manslaughter, and 287 firearm cases before the courts in Barbados. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Thanks, Sharika. Now, Africa Day celebrations took on an even more significance yesterday as it truly went global for scores of students from Barbados, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa and Jamaica. Students and their teachers from a number of schools here in Barbados, as well as schools from those countries, took part in a major digital cultural exchange to mark the day, inclusive of entertainment, indigenous foods, fashion and more. Through live streaming, they were also able to interact by asking questions about each other's countries and culture, while sharing important knowledge and little-known facts of their own. CBC's Ryan Broom was there.
The Queen's Park Steel Shed was the location for the Barbados side of the cultural exchange, and students and their teachers did well to represent the day, well reflected by their attire. Throughout the day, a number of performances from the various schools, as well as entities like the Pineless Creative Workshop doing a landship presentation, added to the excitement of the experience for the students both here and online. And the cultural presentations did not only come from the students and cultural groups, but also included a special session with a performance of colors by well-known entertainer Natalie. In his remarks, Special Advisor on Culture in the Prime Minister's office, Senator John King, lauded the National Library Service for its role in helping to make the event a reality, and he also spoke about the significance of the exchange on Africa Day.
You know, there's a song that says, "The children are the future. Treat them well and let them lead the way." When those of us at my age, and when we are gone, you're going to be the ones who are going to have to carry on the affairs of Barbados, the affairs of the region, the affairs of the world. And don't you think it is fitting that at this juncture of our development, on this day, May 25th, that we are fortunate enough, with the help of technology, to be able to share with children from the continent of Africa, and like I said, our neighbors in Jamaica. It really is a day that I think will go down in history as we begin to tell our story of who we are as persons of African descent.
Also speaking during the event was Ghana's Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Dr. Ibrahim Mohamed Awal, who told those present that the kente cloth that many of them were wearing originated in Ghana.
The majority of you, when we trace your ancestry, you are from Ghana, West Africa. And it's good to be here and to see that whilst you are celebrating this, you have selected some African countries to join you in the celebration. And one of the countries that you selected is Ghana, and you have also selected a school from Ghana to join you in today's celebration. For us to have been in Barbados, together with my Minister for Tourism and some other senior government officials, on this very day that you are having this, I think it is ordained from heavens.
Meanwhile, the students and teachers ended the day in a celebratory mood as they waved goodbye to each other. Happy Africa Day. Ryan Broom, CBC News.
Jamaica's People's National Party chiding the government for what it considers a disingenuous move by the Prime Minister to refuse the salary he, along with his cabinet ministers, allegedly initially approved without the opposition's input. The opposition leader is not amused by the Prime Minister's refusal, as we hear in this CVM television report.
Andrew Holness has instructed the Transformation Implementation Unit to remove his salary from the new compensation scale. This means his salary will remain at its previous level at $9.1 million annually. In a release, the opposition is however describing the PM's response as insincere and contrived. The party seeks to ascertain under whose authority is the PM able to mandate the removal of his own salary. They pose the question, were the salary increases announced by the Minister of Finance not a cabinet decision? The release further describes the PM's utterances as disingenuous, explaining the public was told by the Information Minister that the increase was already implemented administratively since May 15, 2023. On Tuesday, CVM Live caught up with the opposition leader, who reiterated the sentiments expressed in the release.
Obviously, he was feeling the pressure and belatedly tried to do something to take pressure off himself. I don't know how he can give an instruction that he is not to be paid when the cabinet has already made a determination as to what the salary levels are, including for the Prime Minister. I'm not sure where his authority to do that lies, but in any event, he has done what he has done.
Golding says while he lacks the power to refuse his salary, he will be using the bulk of it to support his constituents and the Jamaicans at large. He adds the matter of compensation for politicians should not be left to the politicians themselves.
The Prime Minister should have referred this entire matter of pay for the political class to an independent committee, an independent group of reputable persons with the necessary skills to look at the whole issue afresh and come up with a solution which is in keeping with our economic reality.
To sports now, the BIM FC Invitational Masters Football Classic is back and will be played over this Whitsuntide weekend. With matches set to start tomorrow, there's an increase of overseas teams this year from 7 to 10. Launched at the Sandals Barbados Resort, organizer Trevor Thorne says this year's tournament brings some new age categories.
We go with 6 teams in a brand new category called over 35 and over, which is brand new to the Caribbean region, plays in the UK and a lot of games across the US market. So we decided to go with that particular challenge simply because when national players are coming to the end of their career, they really don't get a lot of minutes playing in the Premier League and so on. So we said, you know something, let's create a league that they can play all the minutes that they want to play. And we have 15 40 and over teams and 15 50 and over teams. So in all, you put the two 15s together, you get that 30, and 6, you got 36 teams, much more than we had the last time.
Now there are some old teams who've returned, like the Cockney Rebels out of the UK. And speaking on behalf of the team who will play in the over 50s age group, former Southampton professional player Brian Brinkley says it's good to be back.
This has been a wonderful event that we've been coming to for probably over 20 years now. And the news spreads very fast, so the core of the players come from a few towns just southwest of London. But we get a lot of people now wanting to join the event, come over, they hear have such a great time, and we get welcomed so beautifully by the folks here in Barbados, and it's been a pleasure for me over the last few years to personally experience it. So I again just wanted to thank you all. We've certainly enjoyed coming. We'll be here year after year after year if we're still invited.
The BIM FC Invitational Masters Football Classic will kick off at 2 o'clock this afternoon and will be played at 4 venues across the island: BFA Turf at Wildy, Empire Club in Bank Hall, Rubis Sports Club in Brighton, and the Villages at Coverley. Let's take a look now at the weather before we wrap things up for the morning report today. The barometric pressure stands at 1012.4 millibars. The air temperature is 27.2 degrees Celsius, and it's partly cloudy outside. The winds are blowing out of the east at 17 kilometers per hour. Sea conditions moderate in open water with swells peaking at 2 meters. Here's a look at how the tides will roll out today. And as we move on to tell you what the conditions will be like outside, we're expecting sunny conditions with cloudy periods with a few intermittent scattered light to moderate showers. That will continue into the evening as well. You pretty much can expect those scattered light to moderate showers all evening long. So that's it for the CBC Morning Report for today, Friday. Morning Barbados starts now.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
It's Friday, May 26th. So good to have you in company for another presentation of Morning Barbados. It's been a great week. Lots has been happening. And of course, we are in true Socaholics mode here at the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. So today's show is going to be telling you all about what's coming up. We have lots planned for you this weekend, today specifically, but we also have a great extender of the weekend planned for you coming up on Monday for the Whitsun holiday. Remember, you can follow us online. I'm Tisha Hines. I'll be here till just around 8 o'clock or so this morning. Go follow on social media. Instagram, as well as YouTube. And for those of you across the diaspora, a special, special good morning. I have to say a special morning every single day to our wonderful friends who are part of the Morning Barbados chat group, a group they started and then added us in. So we're happy to be a part of that as well. So today is going to be a grand show. We're telling you about a number of events that are happening and a number of activities. We're highlighting some beautiful people and some great happenings that you definitely want to stick around for. Now we're going to tell you how CBC is festival ready today. Like I told you, we have a lot of events coming up. So if you're coming to CBC today, parking might be a little tight as we prepare our car park. We will tell you exactly why, where you can get the tickets for the event, and why you should be a part of them. So something coming up tonight, we have something coming up tomorrow, and we have something major on Monday as well. Now, we have the segment, The Next Chapter, already also coming up today on Morning Barbados. And Priscilla Ramcharan is going to be here. She's talking about her book. It's called Project Love Global, and it really is about homeschooling and a host of other things that, you know, we will enjoy talking to her about, things that we don't often tackle when we talk about young people in school and the differences in public versus private versus homeschooling. I mean, there are not a lot of people in Barbados who are homeschooled, so definitely something to look into, but we're also going to explore her book and talk more about that as well. Rasaili and Friends 40th anniversary and his 60th birthday celebration, that is major, and that is coming up this weekend as well, of course on the 28th, which is on Sunday. So you want to make sure that you get out to that. The biggest names in Barbadian entertainment will be a part of that, and we want you to celebrate with them. So we have a surprise for you that's coming up when we start telling you all about that celebration. Matt Fingal is expected to be here. Rasaili himself is expected to be here, and they are bringing along a special guest, a good friend from Trinidad. I won't give any clues, I promise. I don't know, because I have a big mouth. I might tell you at some point in time. I'm going to try to keep it, though. I'm going to try to keep it a secret for as long as I can. Also, it's a Fresh Friday, so you know we're introducing you to some new music. Just D, he has some great music out, some fast tunes, or what they call power, and some sweet soca as well. So he will be here to share some of that amazing work that he's doing with us. That and a whole lot more coming up on Morning Barbados. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything, because I want to make sure that if you can stick around for everything, you know at least what to expect. Now, we want to start in a place, you know, that's not a very comfortable place, but it brings comfort to know that there are wonderful people all across Barbados who look out for our communities, and it's great that we still look out for each other. I want to welcome Anderson Rollock, who's the chairperson of the St. Lucie Parish Independence Committee. And Mary Weeks, who's the treasurer of the Lions Club, Scotland District. Good morning and welcome. So good to have you guys on Morning Barbados.
Thank you. Morning and thanks for having us.
All right, you're here for a very worthy cause. Now, the chairperson of the St. Peter Parish Independence Committee, Mr. Greg Agard Palgrave, and his family lost their home to a fire just a few months ago. Yes. And you guys are working on a fundraiser to be able to help them. So let me start with you, Anderson. Right. Tell me all about your efforts.
This is a collaboration between all the parish independence committees across Barbados and the Lions Club North and the Scotland District, where we've come together. We decided, hey, something tragic has happened. And Greg is one of us. Even though persons will see, come November, the competitive side, they only see the Spirit of the Nation show, but for a whole year, we are all a brotherhood and sisterhood unit, and we look out for each other. So something like this happens, it was earnest upon us to say, you know what, let's get together. What can we do to bring a sense of relief to this incident that happened? So we got together, Lions Club Barbados North and the Scotland District. They're in association with us, all the parish independence committees, and we're going to have this back in time fete per se at the Halo nightclub in St. Lawrence Gap, Saturday 3rd of June. And we have some names, some big names that are coming out to give back to this effort, which Mary would obviously speak to in her domain as the entertainment. And it's just something that we want to do, a small gesture that we're all coming together to do this for one of our comrades and his family.
All right, well, Mary, you've been designated as the person to talk about the entertainment. So go right ahead.
Yes, we have a big lineup because, as was just told, what we do as Lions, we serve. And so when this opportunity came, well, it was introduced to us from our secretary, Lion Angela Benskin, who is a neighbor of Greg. And the Lions Club Scotland, we service the Scotland district that is St. Andrew and St. Joseph. And one of the children is a member of the Alien School as well, and there's an active Leo club there. So we thought, yep, this is a great opportunity to give back to our community. And so the entertainers of Barbados as well have decided to assist us with this venture. And we have Biggie Irie on board, we have Mr. Dale on board, we have Blood on board, we have Adrian Clark on board, we have DJs also, Joel B we have on board, we have Schoolboy Sounds. So it's going to be a great lineup on the 3rd of June, and we're inviting everyone to come out and support this family, because today it's them, tomorrow it could be any one of us. So we're just asking the public to come out and support this worthy venture.
It's true, you know, exactly what you said. It's just amazing how much we're hearing about fires, especially at particular points in time throughout the year. It's as though, you know, you're thinking, where are all these fires coming from? I know that that Greg was on the Morning Barbados team. He was with us when we went to Local and Co. in St. Peter. We had a fantastic time there, sharing with everybody about all the wonderful places and things and people in St. Peter, and he was one of those people who was a part of that presentation. So I absolutely remember his tremendous spirit and just, you know, how happy and vibrant and so on he was. Cannot imagine how tough it must be to lose everything. So let's just reiterate exactly what will be happening and how we can be a part of it, because there may be some people who would want to contribute outside of maybe going to the event. Is that something that's possible?
Yes, that's something that's possible. Tickets are available from any of the 11 parish independence committees. Tickets are $30. So if it's a situation where, you know, you just want to buy the ticket and you're not going to go, that's accepted. On the night, we'll be also taking donations, but it's $40 at the door to get in to the actual event, $30 before via ticket. But if any person wants to come and make a donation, they're free to, or to contact any of the parish independence committees in your respective parishes to make a donation to this worthy cause.
And the tickets are also available at from any member of the Lions Club North and Scotland District. And of course you can get your ticket via TicketPal as well.
Certainly it's great to see that you've all come together to be a part of this worthy cause. Even though in November it usually is a competitive sport, and you guys are kind of duking it out. You know, occasions like these when you see that as, you know, parish independence committees, all 11 committees are coming together for this cause. It truly is commendable, and I certainly hope, and I'm sure it will be, with so much support from not only the Lions, but from the committees from every parish. I most certainly think it will be a fantastic success, and we will continue to help however we can here on Morning Barbados. All right?
Thank you so much.
Thanks to the Lions as well. I have to work on my my work with the Lions too, so we'll see.
Oh yes, well then I'll make sure that we're in contact.
All right, thank you so much, Anderson Rawlock, Chairperson of the St. Lucie Parish Independence Committee, and Mary Weeks, Treasurer, Lions Club Scotland District, here to tell us all about the St. Peter Parish Independence Committee chairs, Mr. Greg Agar Belgrave's family. They lost everything to a fire in February, and the members of the Parish Independence Committees, in partnership with the Lions Club Scotland District and the Secretariat, will be hosting a fundraising activity, a Back in Time Fete, at the Halo nightclub, St. Lawrence Gap, Saturday, 3rd June. So just make sure you're going out and be a part of that. Again, thank you for coming in. Tickets are $30, so grab them even if you cannot make it. We're going to take a break and come on back. More on Morning Barbados, the Friday edition, when we come back.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Matchback Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at 228-6288 to upgrade or come in and sign up for a new service. Football fans, let MCTV get you back in the game.
The fact. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey, so it's 16 minutes now before 7 o'clock. A lot of the little ones are home today. Another break. When I hear of all these breaks, I'm thinking, what happened? When I was going to school, there weren't this many breaks. How come all of a sudden there's so many breaks built into school? We had maybe 2 breaks. And I think they made us go to school on holidays too. I'm not sure, but it certainly wasn't this many breaks. You can call and tell us. I don't know if you think all of a sudden, I never had half-term break, but now there's half-term break and quarter-term break and all of that. I am all broken up about the breaks. All right, so we've invited some wonderful people here with us this morning to tell us all about something called the Blazing Trails Hike. That's coming up this weekend as well, well, Monday to be specific. Professor Dwayne Devonish and Shondell Taylor, both of Blazing Trails Hike, they're here to tell us all about this 11-mile trek that's coming up this weekend, so on Monday. So good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you. Great to have you with us. I'm going to start with you, Professor Devonish. Tell me all about Blazing Trails, the hike.
Okay, great. So the Blazing Trails Hiking Association, of which I'm part, as well as Shondell, this hiking organization is a well-established organization that coordinates and conducts hikes, 3 hikes per week in Barbados. And we plan hikes in urban, rural areas across Barbados, and we invite residents and visitors alike to be part of this initiative. Now, our flagship event is known as the Coast to Coast hike event that we typically coordinate every year. Now, of course, we were on a hiatus because of the COVID-19 pandemic, so we are restarting this year, May 29th. That's the Monday, and we are providing that hike event as a major opportunity for Barbadians, other residents, visitors to be part of a major trek, an 11-mile trek that is going to take you from the East Coast, Barclays Park, and you trek straight through the course, and you end on the west coast at Folkestone Marine Reserve Park. So it's going to be an exciting time. And the beautiful thing about this hike is that it invites hikers at different fitness levels. So you have hikers who may just want to walk the trail, take on the beautiful vistas, the scenes, the gullies, and so on. And then there are those who want the physical challenge, the active, energetic ones who may want to run the trek. So this is pretty much one of our major fundraising opportunities and events that we coordinate for the Barbadian public.
All right. So, Shondell, I know by starting with the whole notion that you guys do this 3 times a week, you've already made a few people run scared. So I used to do hikes when the Barbados National Trust did those hikes back in the day. I would go with the stop and stare group. Not that I wasn't ready for the grueling physical challenge, because believe me, I probably could keep up. But for those people who cannot, who might be a little nervous about that and the direction, will you have people who are part of Blazing Trail who will be kind of trailing behind to help people along so that people aren't maybe stragglers, as we would call them?
Yes, we do. We have everything. We have a well-planned route. As you know, we're starting at Barclays Park and going straight through the rugged Scotland areas. We're going through vales, watercourses, grasslands, through the parishes of St. Andrews, St. Thomas, and St. James. We will have people on the hike in case of any emergency. We also have that in place. So we're not leaving anyone behind. Come out and enjoy yourself. Tisha, how about you? You willing to take the risk?
Listen to me, this wouldn't be a risk for me. You cannot imagine where my brain goes when I think about getting out and doing these long walks. I'm often deterred because of the traffic, and I'm very vocal about the fact that we don't have a lot of hiking trails. We do not have a lot of sidewalks, even if you want to take basic walks. So, you know, those things are the biggest deterrents for me, but this is definitely something that I love to do. And I will call out a few colleagues
Okay. Yes,
to come out,
please.
especially Carol Griffith, calling you to come out and participate in this hike. Alicia Alves, you too. All right, so tell me about how people who, you know, if somebody is a complete novice, they've never been on a hike, they want to come out. 11 miles is not anything to sneeze at if you're not accustomed to a lot of physical exercise. So how how should people prepare for this? What should they bring along with them? What should be in their bags? What would be your warnings, Professor Devonish?
Okay, so one of the things that we make it very clear to all participants is that things like medication, if you know that you typically need medication, take your medication. We are actually planning to organize support teams on different sites throughout the course to provide support. We have a medical team that will be in place in case of an emergency. We have water stations set up, so we're asking people to move with, you know, something like a container that they can fill up, but we will have obviously our own containers. So make sure that if you need to be hydrated, have your hydration materials there, resources is absolutely critical. I think shoes are very important because you'll be going through some rugged terrain. We want you to have some safe shoes that can grip, especially certain surfaces, unstable surfaces. We want you to take your time as you go through some of these major hills, especially in St. Andrew, Haggett's, White Hill. Those are some rugged hills. So to take your time and to follow the hike leaders and the coaches very closely.
How long is this expected to take, Shondell? Usually, I'm not talking about the stop and stare group or the people who, you know, they say, I'll do just a bit of it. I'm talking about for the people who might be a part of your Blazing Trails group and who will really be cutting road, making their way from St. Andrew back to Folkestone Park. How long do you estimate that it will take for them to make their way from East Coast to the other coast on the west?
It's 11 miles, so some people, they have different fitness levels. I don't see the first person could reach there in like 2.5 hours, 3.
Oh, that sounds
And I
pretty
don't
quick.
think, yes, and I don't think it's even that long because, as I said, there are different fitness levels. We're not pushing levels, so you don't have to come out and decide, well, I'm going to try to speed ahead in front of that person. Take your time. But as I said, we have a different level of fitness. So you might want to choose to run. Not that we're advocating running because you're supposed to come out and enjoy yourself, but there will be persons that will choose to run. So they will go through those hills a lot quicker. I can just give you the route. We're starting at going through Cambridge, Les Beholding, Chalky Mount, Haggis, White Hill, Mount Hillaby, down to Farmers, down Scum, Portville Factory, and on to Folkestone Marines Road through Grangery.
Wow,
But
and I know that
yes,
I know that route driving it. I know that route driving it.
you will meet people.
No, Shonda, before I move back to the professor, I know for every woman, especially if you're going out for long exercise, there's special things in your bag. So you give us a hint of what you are walking with. Some people are advised to walk with a little something, whether it's a piece of fruit or what have you. So what's in your bag as you head out for this 11-mile trek?
Well, to be honest, I will be doing sweeping. So this is after the last person travels through the terrain. I will be going through to make sure that no one is lost, everything clean up. But I will have my little fruit, a little pack of nuts to give me back, a bit of energy, put back some salt in the body, and I'll have my water, some lemon water.
All right,
And
what
as a
about...
lady, I do like to have my little essentials. So I have my little shilling oil just in case.
Did you say shilling oil?
Yes, please, I
I did
did.
not see that coming. What about some Alcolado Glacial? The one that you spray, you're going to have that too?
No, I like the shilling oil.
Oh my goodness. Do you have menthol crystals as well?
No, just the shilling oil.
Professor, what about you? You don't have shilling oil, do you? Smelling
forgo the
salts?
shilling oil. I'll forgo the shilling oil and smelling salts. I'm going to have my fruit. I'm also going to have my rehydration salts. I think that's important. A power aid, something that's to put back in some electrolytes, and some water. I'm pretty good.
Yeah,
So
for
I'm looking
sure.
forward to it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a good time. So how can we be a part of it? How do we register?
Well, you can register on Facebook, on Instagram. We have a webpage, and it's easy, but you have till the end of today
Okay, so you
to
only have
register.
to the end of today to register. So make it happen, people. Make it
Yes,
happen.
please.
Coast to coast with blazing trails. The hike is coming up, and I've done some long walks. I don't think that I've ever done 11 miles in any one walk, but you're going through the picturesque East Coast and then onto the West Coast, as Professor Devonish told you, the vistas and the beautiful gullies and, all the wonderful sights that we often miss when we're driving. And we are talking so much about non-communicable diseases and getting healthy. I know a lot of people don't know where to start. This might be a good place to start. I know you're still going to walk with your cell phone. So if you want to, just at least try it and get someone to pick you up if you need them to pick you up and you don't feel you can make it all the way. That's an option as well, isn't it, Professor Devonish?
Of course. We have a range of options that we are affording our members. So having that person that they can check in with, even when you complete the registration form, there's a space where you can put in an emergency contact. And I think that's all important, just in case something happens on the way.
All right. I want to hear from both of you on a personal level. What does hiking do for you? Because are you the group who are, I often pass hikers, they come through my neighborhood a lot in St. Philip, and we live on a hill. So, there used to be a whole lot more hikers, and then someone put up a fence, a whole other story. But I often see hikers on the roads. I saw some earlier this week. Are you those hikers who are out and about, with your reflective coats and stuff often? Yeah, that's you or no?
If it's on a Tuesday night, yes, we do three
Definitely.
hikes a week. So
I saw
Tuesday
you
nights,
guys.
Thursday, and Saturday
I
mornings.
saw you guys over by Shafet Rockley. You weren't buying Shafet, you were walking past. Yes. But I was thinking, yeah, good stuff. I need to get out and do a few of these hikes. What does hiking do for you, though, Professor, on a personal level? Because I know these things can be very addictive.
Yeah. Well, there are three things that it does for me. First is the recreational value. I mean, I get to see places and sites and vistas that I've never seen before. As you said, we be driving along the course and you never get time to take in these beautiful vistas. So the tremendous recreational value. The second thing is a physical health value. I think is very important in terms of improving your fitness level, ensuring that your cardiovascular system is being catered to. I think that's absolutely critical, especially for my age now at 39, moving to 40 next year.
I'm laughing at you on behalf of every other Barbadian talking about, at my age, I'm 39. Listen, we're not talking to him anymore, Shondell. Tell me, Shondell, what hiking does for you?
Well, I concur with Dwayne, but also it is really a stress reliever for me. I like to get out there. I love to be in the bush, seeing those views. Those views are spectacular. If you're feeling stressed when you get in the bush and you see that, you'd forget everything else. So that's what hiking means to me. I love to be in the bush.
Oh my goodness! Listen,
And it's healthy. Yes.
I thought he was bad. You love to be in the bush. My goodness. But I love you guys already. And I could see that it could be a lot of fun. So put on your comfortable clothing. Like you said, I'm glad you mentioned the bush, because when you get out there, you don't want to wear, some people come out, you don't want to come out looking too fancy, all right? You want to make sure that you're dressed for the occasion. So you want to wear maybe long sleeves, long pants as well. If you're going through a lot of that bush, you want to make sure you're equipped for that. And remember, bring something to replenish, something for energy. You definitely need your water and things like that. So thank you so much, Blazing Trails, having a hike coming up this Monday. And you guys are all meeting up at Folkestone Park, and then you're going to shuttle everybody over to the East Coast and then make your way back.
Yes, please.
All right. And again, you only have until day end today to register for that hike. We definitely will share more information about it. Thank you, Professor Dwayne Devonish and Shondell Taylor, for sharing with us. And I most certainly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I am definitely going to try to make it out on Monday.
Excellent. I am looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
Shondell, when she's doing a fantastic time.
When Shondell is doing the final sweep, she'll be sweeping me too.
I don't very much. You walk through and have a good time. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. All right, bye-bye. Oh my goodness, somebody just said, are you doing Mornin Barbados from the height? That would be a good thing. I could do some check-ins and stuff like that as I go. Yeah, all right. So it's time for an update of the news. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 3 minutes after 7 o'clock. Time for an update of the news. Now, while Barbados appears to be experiencing an overall lull in murders, local officials are worried about the number of homicides in neighboring territories. Speaking during the start of a crime prevention symposium yesterday, Attorney General Dale Marshall expressed concern that the worrying trend could expand. CBC's Sharika Griffith has the details.
According to Attorney General Dale Marshall, Caribbean nations make up more than half of the top 10 countries with the highest murder rates in the world. Using St. Lucia as an example, he not only highlighted that law enforcement officers from several Caribbean countries were deployed there to assist local police, he stressed the viciousness of the crimes.
There's a story of a 2-year-old child who was shot 8 times. 8 times. One of the things that we have to worry about is the spread of that level of violent crime coming from one country to the next.
Describing that as a frightening prospect, Mr. Marshall also suggested the cost of violent crime is creating a problem for regional economies. In this year's budget, the Barbados Police Service received its highest allocation ever, $130 million. And in recent years, the number of judges has also been increased.
We are having to spend more money, more resources that could have been going to social care, more resources that could have been going to our schools. We are diverting resources from those agencies and putting them in that area to help to fight crime.
But with the minister now responsible for crime prevention, Mr. Marshall is promising contemporary approaches to dealing with crime.
Crime prevention for us is no longer the police officer telling you, put lights outside your house. It is going to be how we get into our communities and try to divert our young men.
The University of the West Indies Cave Hill, through Principal and Pro-Vice Chancellor Professor Clive Landis, said the campus has used its research expertise to suggest solutions to crime and will continue to do so.
This symposium is deliberately looking at the crime problem through a different lens from the usual crime and punishment perspective. Instead of ruminating on the types of punishments that can be issued for crimes that have already taken place, we are seeking to identify practical, focused, and affordable interventions that as a society we can implement to prevent crime before it happens.
According to statistics provided by the Attorney General, there are currently 94 murder cases, 7 for manslaughter, and 287 firearm cases before the courts in Barbados. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Africa Day celebrations took on even more significance yesterday as it was truly global for scores of students from Barbados, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa and Jamaica. Students and their teachers from a number of schools here in Barbados, as well as schools from those countries, took part in a major digital cultural exchange to mark the day, inclusive of entertainment, indigenous foods, fashion and more. Through live streaming, they were also able to interact by asking questions about each other's countries and culture, while sharing important knowledge and little-known facts about their own cultures. CBC's Ryan Broom has more.
The Queen's Park Steel Shed was a location for the Barbados side of the cultural exchange, and students and their teachers did well to represent the day, well reflected by their attire. Throughout the day, a number of performances from the various schools as well as entities like the Pineless Creative Workshop doing a landship presentation added to the excitement of the experience for the students both here and online. And the cultural presentations did not only come from the students and cultural groups, but also included a special session with a performance of colors by well-known entertainer Natalie. In his remarks, Special Advisor on Culture in the Prime Minister's Office, Senator John King, lauded the National Library Service for its role in helping to make the event a reality, and he also spoke about the significance of the exchange on Africa Day.
You know, there's a song that says, "The children are the future. Treat them well and let them lead the way." When those of us at my age, and that when we are gone, you're going to be the ones who are going to have to carry on the affairs of Barbados, the affairs of the region, the affairs of the world. And don't you think it is fitting that at this juncture of our development, on this day, May 25th, that we are fortunate enough, with the help of technology, to be able to share with children from the continent of Africa, and like I said, our neighbors in Jamaica. It really is a day that I think will go down in history as we begin to tell our story of who we are as persons of African descent.
Also speaking during the event was Ghana's Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Dr. Ibrahim Mohamed Awal, who told those present that the kente cloth that many of them were wearing originated in Ghana.
The majority of you, when we trace your ancestry, you are from Ghana, West Africa. And it's good to be here and to see that whilst you are celebrating this, you have selected some African countries to join you in the celebration. And one of the countries that you selected is Ghana, and you have also selected a school from Ghana to join you in today's celebration. For us to have been in Barbados, together with my Minister for Tourism and some other senior government officials, on this very day that you are having this, I think it is ordained from heavens.
Meanwhile, the students and teachers ended the day in a celebratory mood as they waved goodbye to each other. Happy Africa Day. Ryan Broom, CBC News.
Well, that's it for this update of news. TV8 will have another update at 12 noon. You can also follow our stations, 98.1 FM, 100.7 FM, and 94.7 FM for the CBC News World at 1. Morning Barbados will be right back.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Maxback Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at 228-6288 to upgrade or come in and sign up for a new service. Football fans, let MCTV get you back in the game.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business.
All right, so good morning. Welcome back to Morning Barbados. 12 minutes now after 7 o'clock. A special good morning to the little ones who are off today, but it's not an off day, okay? You have to get ready because I know internal exams, promotional exams, the 11 plus exam are all around the corner. So make sure you beat those books and you're studying and you're not waiting till the last minute. I know some people who love to cram. Not a good idea. So make sure that you get all of that studying in and space it out nicely so that you'll feel confident when you go into your exam rooms. Now, let's reach out and say a special good morning to Priscilla Ramcharan, who's an author and founder of the Project Love Global. Now, what is this? We want to find out as much as you. So let's go right ahead and welcome her to Morning Barbados. Hello.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. How are
All
you
right.
today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very good, pretty early.
Welcome to my lot in life.
Thank you for
Early
that.
is the name of the game. All right, so tell me all about Project Love Global. What is it?
Yes, ma'am. So Project Love Global is my nonprofit. I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago, and I currently live in Pennsylvania. I always wanted to reach back to the children on the islands and help in any way possible. So I created Project Love Global to do that. So we have toy drives, we have basic needs drives, and we celebrate Christmas in July and Christmas in December with children on the islands.
All right, that sounds phenomenal. Now, I see here that you are a teacher as well. So tell me how that really feeds into what you do through Project Love Global.
Absolutely. So I teach ESL internationally online. I meet students from around the world, and I also teach SSAT prep for a nearby scholarship program that sent me to boarding school. So as an educator, it's just so important to empower children to be true to themselves, to follow their dreams, find out what it is that they love and what tools they need to succeed.
All right, tell me about your entry into writing. I obviously see you have a significant academic background in terms of literature and things of that nature. Did that feed your desire, or was it the other way around? Were you so intrigued by these words and writing and just being an author that you pursued then studies in literature?
Yes and no. I started as a very young child. I loved writing, reading, and as an only child, there are so many options when you come home and everybody's off doing homework. There's so many options. So I always love reading and imagining what's happening in the story, and then, started writing my own stories. It wasn't until I had my two daughters and we would tell stories for hours and hours everywhere for walking, if we're in the pool, going to bed, we're always telling stories. And they were good. So I said, you know what? We need to put this into an actual book. So my eldest daughter, she is our illustrator and inspired me to write our first book, A Trini Christmas Story. Let's see if I can show you some illustrations of hers. And then it just snowballed that way. So A Trini Christmas Story was meant to give my daughters background about Trinidad because they were not born there. And it's about the culture and the food and, kind of learning not to eat too much.
Okay, so were
And
you
that's
around,
kind of weird.
were you around in Trinidad long enough to experience Trinidadian Christmases, or did you have to do research to be able to truly share what a Trini Christmas is all about?
I've been on the island long enough to experience Christmas, but then also traveling back during the Christmas holiday season. It's just so magical with the lights and the food and the celebrations. And I heard that Trini people are just very happy people.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so tell me, I see that you are also a homeschool mom, and you know, in this part of the region, we don't necessarily do a lot of homeschooling. So as a teacher yourself, tell me about why you made that decision to homeschool your children.
Absolutely. So from the very beginning, when my daughters were born, I'm just that kind of mom that I couldn't let them go. So I started teaching at the nursery schools so that I could see them. And as they grew, I grew with them. So we moved to private school. I taught there. But my girls have a lot of food allergies. And I noticed that the teachers were not adhering to what they could eat. And I would be getting phone calls saying, oops, they ate something. Can you pick them up and take them to the pediatrician? And so I said to myself, you know what? It might be a good idea to homeschool, and that way I can, know what they're eating, what they're doing, and also they can have a little more freedom and flexibility to learn from home. We found an amazing virtual charter school, so they get all of their materials, the teachers have live classes, everything's online. So for me, it was partly health reason and more so to divert from just sitting in a classroom all day. Now they have a little more freedom and flexibility to learn and pursue their hobbies.
All right, it's wonderful to hear that you also studied Caribbean literature at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus. What was that experience like? Because I know going to school in the U.S., when it comes to literature, it's all about Shakespeare and things of that nature, Dickinson, Caribbean literature and women's literature and Spanish literature, kind of, they're on the other end of things. So was it a big difference? Was it a big shift in learning more about our Caribbean from our perspective?
Not so much because I've always kept up with the Caribbean literature just on my own. And at my boarding school campus, they did have, a few opportunities to study Caribbean literature as well. But in college, I inspired the professor to create an entire course dedicated to Caribbean authors. So it's always been near and dear to my heart. But I will tell you a little secret. Growing up in the United States education system, the language is different, the accent is different. So when I did arrive at the University of the West Indies, I had a little bit of a difficult time adjusting to the academic Trinidadian accent.
All right, so that's why I asked you if you were in Trinidad long enough to be able to experience Trinidadian Christmases, because from your accent, I wouldn't even guess that you have Caribbean roots.
Understood. Well, I'll tell you a very quick story. When I first came to this country, landed in Newark, New Jersey, started going to school there, and I still had my Trini accent. But keep in mind, it was, the local tongue, not so much university level Trinidadian accents. And this one American boy said to me, "We don't understand what you're saying. Go back to where you came from." And at 9 years old, I was just like, well, yeah, that's a little impossible right now. But from that moment, that inspired me to want to perfect the American accent. And it snowballed because now I teach English as a second language professionally.
All right, let's go back to that wonderful book, Trini Christmases. It might be a great stocking stuffer. So let's hear a little bit more about it. And I'm more than intrigued that your daughter, who does illustrations, also played a part. So tell me all about how this book came together, the publishing, and then having it out and things of that nature.
Absolutely. So I found out about Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing, and it's an independent publishing tool through Amazon. At first, I was looking into traditional publishing, and I was just like, stay-at-home mom, hadn't really started my career officially. There's no way I can go through traditional publishing. So we researched about KDP and how to upload our files, do the cover, and this was born. So this was inspired because we love Trinidadian food. My girls, they'll eat their roti and takari over, a hamburger or pizza any day. And so I wanted to capture the deliciousness of Trini food. So the main character is Saucy Wow, and he enters a doubles eating contest.
Saucy
And
Wow?
he,
Hold on,
Saucy Wow.
Saucy Wow is a he in your book.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Continue.
so
Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. I know. We had to come up with something unique. And because we love sauces and wow, so it just came together.
You know there is a Trinidadian artist named Saucy Wow.
I've been hearing about this, and I don't know. No one's ever said a thing since 2016 when we first published. So,
And she's a very popular soca artist as well. It's a girl. Her name is Saucy Wow. Denise Belfont.
You'll have to introduce me.
All right, so Saucy Wow loves sauces.
Right. And so he enters this doubles eating contest, but he wasn't truly honest. He, bypassed and somehow got away with winning the contest. But he went home now with a bellyache, he had to go to bed. He started having all these like regretful feelings and started having those guilty dreams. So towards the end, he had to confess. He couldn't hold it in any longer. So the moral of the story is to just be honest. Let others take credit where credit is due.
All right, good stuff. Sounds like a truly exciting book, and I would imagine it's available wherever you can find books online. Globalization of Hearts. What is
I
this?
wanted to talk about this one. Where am I?
Okay, tell me. Yeah, there you are.
Oh, there it is. So Globalization of Hearts was inspired by the steel pan player George Rampersad, here. And he currently lives in Denmark. So when I met George, I was so inspired by his story from where he first started in Trinidad and ending up in Denmark, following his passion to play the steel pan. So this is a little history in the making of George Rampersad. And that's me.
All right, it's wonderful to see that even though you have moved out of the region, you were gone from the time you were in at single digits, that you're
Yes.
still reaching back to the region and most certainly sharing some of our stories.
Absolutely. Well, globalization of hearts just means whether you're on the island or off the island, we're always connected, no matter which island you're from. You can go far and wide, but your heart is always home.
You also do a number of workbooks, I understand.
Yes, I have this one called Mindset to Self-Love. And this was inspired because, being a new mom, you're kind of on your own a little bit. You're figuring things out, and sometimes you forget to take care of yourself. So this was meant to inspire all moms and all people in general to just remember self-love is critical, because if you don't have love for yourself first, how can you share love?
All right, beautiful. We definitely are going to check them out. Before you go, though, there's someone I'd love to introduce you to.
Ooh.
And her name is Denise Belfont, a.k.a.
I
Saucy
know
Wow.
Denise. She's saying saucy baby, right? I know this. So I wonder
Listen,
if she would mind, because
I
I
have
didn't
to-
make the connection.
I have to work on bringing this Trini back out in you. Right now, I'm feeling more Trini than you, and I am Bajan to the bone. But We'll work on that. We'll work on that. But happy to see that you are
No comment.
You're kind of reaching across the miles and sharing all that you've learned and remember about the Caribbean and bringing that international flair to what you're sharing through your globalization.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you so much for having me on the show. If you do connect to Miss Saucy Wow, maybe she'd like to meet Little Saucy Wow.
Listen,
and
as a
see
matter of
how
fact, we are
can-
scheduled to have a very popular Trinidadian on the show this morning. I didn't want to expose who he is, but you keep watching, and then later
Okay.
you can tell me if you recognize who the person is, right? All right?
Will do. And I want to give a special shout out to Miss Marva Riley for introducing me to your show and to Mrs. Andrea Eccles for also introducing me to the show. We work closely together as Caribbean women authors to inspire just as many as we can.
All right. Have a good one. We definitely will be looking out
You
for
too. Thank you so
your
much.
books. All right. Take care. Hey, it's 27 minutes already after 7 o'clock. 27 minutes after 7. I know you can see my thoughts. I know you can see my thoughts. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey, it's 7:29. Welcome back to Morning Barbados. So I told you that we definitely are festival ready. We have lots and lots of things for you to do tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. All right? So if you see some hands in the background and stuff like that, we're going to tell you who those people are. I'm getting you ready for that big surprise I told you about a little bit earlier. But coming up, we have a special bus crawl. Now, you know, we started this thing with the Socaholix Party Bus way back in 2010, so we do it best. Have to give a big shout out to Auli's and the entire family. They're going to be a big part of it. So tickets are available from right here at CBC, just $50. Buses leave here at CBC at 4:30 on Monday afternoon, and we're making stops at several locations across the island. Auli's Party buses will be used for the crawls, and it will be a party from beginning to end. When I say that, I mean that after the bus crawl, we are coming back for the after party here at the CBC car park with the full 98.1 FM team. And you know what that means. You know what that means. We are accustomed to setting the tone for parties, so you can expect nothing but the best when you come out. Justy will be here, Sugary. Mikey is going to be here, as well as Marsville, so make sure you come on out. Tomorrow, we have South and Soca at Revelers Bar, Gall Hill in Christchurch from 11 a.m. So you want to join host KB Clean as he heads out in hunt of the best souse across Barbados. You can join him for that if that is your thing. Tonight, we have the pop-up party at Sandy's Hideaway, Content, St. Lucie. I heard them on radio giving directions, and whoever was giving directions does not know St. Lucie, so make sure you put it in Google Maps or something. Aeon Skills will be there, Versi will be there, and Surf Rat is joining the crew. We can't go north without including Surf Rat. Admission, my kind of price, is absolutely free. Start time is 7 p.m. And then, of course, on Sunday, we want you to head out to Kensington Oval for the ultimate party. It's Rasili and friends for the 40th anniversary of you know, him being in music and entertainment, and 60th birthday celebrations as well. Let me go right ahead and say good morning and welcome to Rasili, Mark Fingal, and they've brought along Mr. Ayong, crazy, out of Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, gentlemen.
Greetings. Good morning. Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
Is he fine? Very good, very good, very good.
All right, I'm going to start with you, Rasili. It's always so great to see you. Tell me how things are shaping up. This is a massive undertaking. It's great to see you kind of getting out there in this way at this time and bringing so many friends and colleagues who have been a part of the art form through the years with you. So how are things shaping up?
Things shaping up nice, but I would like to say greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, because even though all these brethren have been around over the years, spiritually, as a Rastafarian, people would know from Spring Garden, me from Spring Garden, but it all started from Make the Way. This Rastaman coming in the competition 40 years ago, who he think he is really coming up against Gabby, Romeo, and I had to earn my spot. I started with it, the business as like controversial, but it worked for me. So after making it to the stadium, singing about the judges, the third year then we decided to put together an album with the Ponside label Mac. The carnival was, the crop over was being moved to Spring Garden, and we literally baptized it, christened it, and dealt with it, and just kept moving on. So the soca world would know me as the tempo man, but when we dig deep culturally, it was always a philosophical, spiritual Rasili from the inception.
And we knew that it has shone through your music through the years, and that's why music like yours really has legs. It has staying power, and it's music that whenever you play, it still feels as fresh and as relevant as it did when it was made. One of the things that you are well known for as well, albeit superficially, is the hair. And it's wonderful that you've brought Crazy along too, who's known for the hair. Before I jump in and speak with you guys, Rasili talked about linking with you very early on in the game, Mac. So talk to me from your perspective about how Haile has been able to kind of, you know, build this reputation from where he said just a Rasta man who started initially criticizing to a point where he truly is a musical icon, not only here in Barbados, but across the globe.
Well, I encountered Rasili from school. I was the teacher, the physical education teacher. Rasili was an athlete. He was the best athlete in his school, and he ended up running for Barbados to win the Caribbean Games. He was a long distance runner, but it was really his discipline. When we had concerts, he came and he got involved. He had a band called Rasili and the Dreads, and they would do reggae music in the concert. I had 3 bands: a rock band, Soca band, the Square one of them, and Rasili band. And I remember what I had a time that he had to, the show started, he was going on last. So for 2 hours, they were sitting down in one spot. And when I passed by, the fellow signaled me, one of the Miami band signaled me. I asked him what happened. He said he looked at the bathroom. I said, well, where you didn't go? He said that the Rasta man said that you can't move. So from that time, he had that kind of discipline. So I had to beg Rasta to lead the man to the bathroom. Because he understood as an entertainer, he should not be seen before you go on stage. That's what it was really. So that discipline from then, the one with the track and field and that whole thing about training, he picked up, and when we opened Untouchables in 1983, he was in the Untouchable lineup from then. And Plastic Bag was running from the beginning, and then he wrote for himself after that. I think he wrote Make the Way was the song that we went with, and that's the one when the people felt that he should have been in the competition. And I find that in Barbados, if you get unfair or apparently unfair, it works for you. Like when John King, when Rita beat John King, and nobody felt John King should have been, it made him popular. So that made Rasta popular because masters felt that he should have gone through. They felt that he was being victimized because of being a Rasta. And today, no, like he was just honored at law school. He tried being called named after him. And when he got there and made his speech, he realized that he had mastered real laws just like him. So he was telling me how that, how it changed in society. But anyhow, from Untouchables, he was a hidden there, and then when Spring Garden hit, he took off, and he went all over the world. He went to Africa, he was in Madison Square Garden, famous places. I saw when he actually, Arrow is past now, but I remember the time Arrow was a big hit, and he was finding difficulty following Rastelli. Rastelli was that powerful. They had a time that Rastelli and Griner did more for Barbados than the board of tourism. That's the kind of the popularity that was going on, and how they were spreading the word all across, all of Canada, America, England, wherever they went. And he was dynamic, he was energetic, and the whole discipline that he had, and commitment, and that's what got him through.
Oh, that's wonderful. Rastelli, I'm going to let you introduce the crazy man himself for us, because he's here to support you for Sunday.
Yeah, well, we go a long way. We used to do the concerts in After Dark, and Crazy was one that was always on the show, and Baron and, all them fellas, Black Stallion. I mean, may he rest in peace. So what we're doing this year is bringing in the Calise family, Stalin's wife, his two daughters, and the grandson now, who is a very promising youngster. He'll be doing a tribute to Stalin in song. So through the situation with Chalky being sick and stuff, we called Crazy, and in a hurry. Crazy actually was ready to travel the day before the tickets he was supposed to travel. So Crazy ready, all know, and he need no introduction. The most intelligent, craziest man.
It's such an honor to have you on Mornin Barbados.
I am well, it's always a pleasure to come here, and the people in Simi a long time. I come in here since 1979. Some of the older people who will know me that climb up on Lord Nelson's statue when it was there, and had a sold-out crowd in Pepper Pot. Emil Stricker have photos. They have photos of that incident. And Baxter's Road at that time, Baxter's Road was it. We had bacon shack and people, nice ladies, everything. So I come from those days, and then I went to Cayfield campus, So I have a history here with Barbados. Also, two of the greatest pace bowlers the West Indies ever had, which is Wes Hall, who is one of my favorites of all time, and Charlie Griffith. They hold a table for me to sing in Pepper Pot. Emil Stricker have photos of those things. I would like to get I have to go and see him to get photos for my archives now of my two favorite West Indian fast bowler. So I am here, and this is my boy here. I am a big fan of Rasaidi. And when he called me, I say, Crazy, I need you to come here. I say yes, because it's a long time I come to Barbados. And then it have some songs that the people never see me sing. These days, as you get, I will be 80 years just now.
No way.
Yeah, my name is Ayong. That is why I look so young. Let me tell you, I also have to thank Joanna, the lady who does do makeup, because last night I didn't sleep. My face was looking like a rich man kitchen. A rich man kitchen is that to sink? She had me looking well, thanks to Joanna who does do makeup there in the office. Right? Joanna, she's surprisingly nobody never talked about her.
She's a miracle worker then.
Look what she had me looking. She had me looking like Ayong and not so young, or Edwin was Ayol. So Joanna, thanks a lot there. So so I expecting people to come there Sunday and see me sing all these. They never see me sing Cold Sweat. They never see me sing In Time to Come. I want them to come out.
You're right. I've never seen you sing In Time to Come or Cold Sweat.
Yeah, In Time to Come. Well, a Cold Sweat, In Time to Come, because In Time to Come now, Jamaica, Barbados, when Prime Minister Mia Motley, just before the election, I sang about her when I said, in time to come, Barbados will have a woman Prime Minister. She was there, and she gave me a big hug. I was on that show. But I want when all you come out now, I want all you to say, in time to come, Barbados will have a woman police commissioner, which you never had that. Because women controlling Barbados right now. I lie. You look at you here. You know, woman is it.
Well, you saying right now I was controlling Barbados every sex.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting that at all.
Oh, easy, Mark.
No.
Oh my
so
goodness.
It's nice to be here, and I come to do a great show. I come to mash down the place.
I know you will. Just with those 2 songs that you called, it definitely is.
Or whatever
something
the
to
people
look
want to
forward
hear. If any song that they would like Crazy to sing, I will give them a piece of it.
Oh, you take a request. I love that.
And not only that, Baron, you know, Baron will be coming here just now. Baron, Gypsy, I'm Ronnie McIntosh and Super Blue. It's Super Blue birthday. Right now he's very busy in Trinidad. But he will be here either Saturday or Sunday. And he say, Crazy, when you go on TV, don't leave me out here. So Super Blue will be here, Baron, Gypsy, and also Ronnie McIntosh.
Wow, this is a massive
And of course we
undertaking.
got our own people here.
Of course.
Bomba, you got
Grainer,
Serenade.
Yeah.
And we had them in a little earlier. Pompey and Gabby too. My goodness, this is a show not to be missed. You know, how does it feel to be at this place though, Eiley? And you know, still be making music, because you're still making music, even though it's not as much as you made in the past, but you're still making music. You know, people are still enjoying and loving all of the wonderful songs that are now a part of the Bajan soundscape. It must be a tremendous feeling.
Yeah, because I mean, I for one will not be pushed or will not be run out of the business. I will move and retire when they're ready. And in this business, age don't have nothing to do with it. And what I can say right now is Sunday night at 60 when I perform, you tell me if I need to go anywhere. Because the condition I am right now physically, I run in, you know, and I'm very athletic right now. And most of them tunes that I can start my set with, about the first 8 or so tunes is 132 tempo, you know.
It's fire.
And I ain't really got no break in there. So tell me at 60 Sunday night if I should go anywhere. And the younger artists too.
You're 60?
Crazy, you going 80. Yeah, I am 60 and I feel proud, you know.
Yeah, I tell this woman that I teach you at school, and and I telling people that I 30 something.
But tell the people you're 84 and stop battering on the
boys. But you embarrassing me. But I don't feel that. So I tell my teacher you did. I confused.
But it just tells the people how old you are too, and you still look young for your age. So I don't feel we have to tell anybody what
I work with that part. I work with the part that. I got people understand I'm 33 years old. I've been 30 for a while.
33 the third?
Don't retire, but I was 33 for a while, and I like it. I like it 33, so I plan to move. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But Rasali come on the show, and people in Barbados got, you know, saints and no maths, and they're gonna work out that if I teach here at school, and he's 60, but I will. Man, this got me confused there.
But 27 more to that. That's the story.
That's 33 US dollars in Jamaica.
Yeah. So, Keisha, you know, what I would like to also say too is that, for the side of the 40 years and I mean the 40th anniversary and the 60 years, you know, what was very encouraging for me is to see that I've been able in these times to acquire sponsorship and stuff to be part and parcel of this show.
That's amazing.
And I would like to thank all of them. I don't want to miss out nobody's name, but every sponsor that assists me, I'm very grateful, and hopefully, you know, depends on the response from the public. It might not be a 40th, 60, but it will always be Rasali and friends. And what's very important now is that I realize culturally in this country, we tend to we don't cater for the mature audience. And that's the biggest spending power. And I think when I first came in this business, right, when I sing a song, everybody danced to that tune. And I find in these times now is a kind of isolation where you got our old people fed out there and our young people fed, and it doesn't say anything good for the tune. When you have a tune that can have everybody dancing, and one of the good things, not crossing the conversation, but what you realize about this show, you will hear, well, Rasa want 2 tickets for me and my boyfriend, but I also want 2 tickets for my mother and my father too.
Yes.
Which means that if you can get the household to come out, it says a lot for the music of all the people that is on the show, that it reaching young people, because from the time I put the Super Blue on social media, the amount of young people that start reacting, that they're coming to the show.
But Ailey, you straddle generations, because for me, Kaduma Day wasn't getting on the road as a young woman growing up in Black Rock. We would watch on the televisions the bands coming through the stadium, and then when we saw the last band cross, then we would walk up to Brighton Corner to be able to watch it then. And even as a child, I knew how I felt about your music. I knew my mother loved your music. I knew the generation above her loved your music. So you've been able to straddle generations because of the type of music you've performed and the messages that you've brought. All right, so let's give you box offices. It's all on Sunday, May 28th, 9 o'clock in the evening. General admission, $80, $100 at your door. Save that $20 and buy a drink. Go get your tickets now. And you can get your tickets at CS Pharmacy, Broad Street, Emerald City, 6 Roads, Carlton Supermarket, Black Rock, Smart Stores, Lime Grove and Welch's, New Look Boutique, Roebuck Street, Digicel in Sky Mall, Lucky Horseshoe, Warrens, Worthing, and City Center, Abbeville, Rockley, Saul, Warrens, and Wildy, and all Ticket Pal locations. Don't miss this. You have no excuse. Monday is a holiday, so make sure you come on out and support.
Not only that, I was thinking, when will we ever get to see this cadre of Calypsonians together
This
again?
is true.
You understand? So what people, this is history here, and don't miss the opportunity to see them together. It might never
I'm
happen
missing
again.
it. Trust me. I am not missing it. From the first time I heard about it, you know, we had a conversation, Raseli, way back.
Yeah.
From the first time I heard about it, I said, wow, this is tremendous. So welcome to Barbados, Crazy. You're going to go look for Sir ML and all of those photographs. And you might not find the pepper pot. I warn you, Nelson in there neither. But, you know.
Well, when I climb up on that statue, at that time, Gary Subas was my favorite. So I was telling them, because the policemen came there, and a fellow was saying, lock him up, he come from Trinidad and he crazy. You know, but I was telling them, all you move this man. This man is a drunken sailor. I want all you to put up Gary Subas here. Because Subas was it at that time, you know.
Yeah.
And well, he's still it, but at that time he was very popular in cricket. And I tell him to move this man here, drunken Lord Nelson, put up Gary Subas.
And in time to come, Sobers is up and he's gone.
Listen, I could talk to you gentlemen forever, but this conversation continues. Like Matt said, you will not see this lineup anywhere else in the world, and you never know. You know, you have to make sure you come on out and be a part of it. Rasali and friends celebrating 40 years in the business and 60th birthday celebrations
That
as well.
means he's 100.
He's 100.
Yeah.
Mac is 150.
I told Rasali,
all right, we're gonna take a break here and come on back.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Books
open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Matchback Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at 228-6288 to upgrade or come in and sign up for a new service. Football fans, let MCTV get you back in the game.
The facts say.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Oh, that brought me tremendous joy. You have a lot to live up to, Justy. Those three fellas just now, let me tell you, boy. Matt by himself is a story. Add Eiley, my goodness, you've not even been able to see half of that. And then Crazy from Trinidad, that show is going to be on. You have new music out for the festival.
That's
welcome.
True. Thanks for having me.
Happy Kropova.
It's a vibe. I ready.
And welcome to the Socaholics home. You know, we are the originators. We do crop over with Socaholics, and we have a lot going on. But you know, you made this amazing foray into soca music that we really can't look past. I know that you were doing a lot of writing, but for dancehall artists. So for people who don't know, take us back and talk to us about that transition from dancehall music into soca music and how that made you switch.
Well, see, the thing back then, dancehall music wasn't as big as it is now, you know, in Barbados. And I was doing a lot of pop and R&B too as well, you know, so I was trying to find a way to kind of like get into the market. And I find every time around June, July, you would hear this rocket music on the radio. It's like, what's this music? You know, so then I started to follow it, and I realized it was something called soca, you know, so then I came across an artist called Rupi. And I saw that he was on the borderline of soca and international vibes. So I studied him. I actually like wrote a song for him, and I sent it through his DJ to him, you know, and he actually took the song, you know, so that was actually my first step into the game. And then, you know, he said, man, just be a writer, and I went to studio, started getting calls, and from there everything just exploded to where we are right now.
Wow. And you know, if I take you back, one of the first soca songs that people started to take note of was A Hole.
Yes, Down in a Hole.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, it's a popular saying in Barbados too, so I felt like that's the reason why, you know, people picked up on it.
All right, now, you know, let's talk about the name change. It's now just D. It's just.
It's just.
Yeah. It's just. All right. Tell us about this name change, because we had a whole conversation. Derry said it's now just. It's just.
Yeah.
And I said, what? And she said, not just D. It's just. It's just.
Yeah. It's just.
I said it's just.
Yeah. I
so
think she was playing with her head, you know.
Yeah, she was. So talk to me about that.
Well, you know, when I first came in the game, I used to go as Young Dynasty, but then the radio DJs would call me Young D. So then trying to get into soca, we dropped that. We had Just D. But then sometime during the COVID pandemic, you know, someone trademarked the name Just D in America, and then they started to flag a lot of my music. You know, their problem was every time somebody searched Just D, I was popping out and not them. You know, so technically I could still use the name, just not in America, but it isn't wise, because if I get like another hit like I have this year and it translate over there and I use the name Just D, I could be facing all kind of legal action. So I was instructed to just change the name, so that's how we get to It's Just.
Yeah, you know, that's a good lesson. Hard to hear, difficult to deal with, but it's a good lesson that we need to look at the business behind the music.
Yeah, man,
and
sure.
IP really is where it's at, so you really have to make sure that you claim what is yours. Yeah, but
sure.
You know, we're still gonna call you Justin. We
Yeah,
still calling down
can't
the
help
road Sherborne. Like, ain't no changes here in
Spring
Barbados.
Garden Highway.
Nexus. You know how we do it. All right, so you have some new music out. I know you're one of these people who do a lot of writing as well. So talk to me about what's new for 2023.
For 2023, I have about 6 records out right now for the season. Probably going to drop like 4 or 5 more. You know, my mental space is just at the point where I was hungry back in the day. So it's just like, I'm just going to keep bringing music. And plus too, you know, I'm on a mission to help Barbados music continue to grow as part of the new generation. So in terms of the writing, I'm still doing a lot of writing. I just did like 4 songs for Teddyson for his carnival. Female in Antigua, I'm working with the females here. There's Summer, there's Shanta, Fire B, Alter Ego, you know, I'm dropping rhythms. I'm just cranking, just doing my part, you know, to ensure that the music stays alive.
All right, that's so sweet. So you have a new song. We're going to share more about that song on Monday. So we're going to let you perform when the show is done. Okay. And we're going to save that for Monday so everybody comes back. But only because you're also going to be here after the bus crawl on Monday. Yes, you are going to be performing live in Soca Central.
I'm ready. Oh, no, you know, I'm ready.
You could wait till Monday. It's okay.
I'll try.
It's all good. Yeah, so, you know, how's the music doing outside of Barbados, though?
I'm pretty good, you know. I dropped, the last one I dropped, surprisingly, I did a sample of a famous song artist here. And, you know, I'm getting calls and messages and videos already from the outside DJs and stuff. So that's always a good look, you know, for me. And I'm just looking forward to, you know, what tomorrow brings, because right now I'm just living in the moment.
Yeah, who's an artist, or who are some artists that you'd love to work with, whether writing or performing with, or, you know, making music with?
I think I have to say Rihanna, because she's Bajan and she's like at the top of the top. You know, but that's on me. In order for that to happen, I need to send some material.
I'm ready for Rihanna to do a soca, though.
I'm ready too. You
Listen,
know, like,
I'm ready.
Even a fusion or something.
Something. You know? I'm ready.
Show the people how Bajan is work up.
Yeah, I'm ready. And we know she can handle her stories.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but you know, I'm ready for that for sure. And I wish that for you, Justy.
I accept it.
It's just. You see, I'm trying, but you know, it's just.
Call me whatever you like. Call me whatever you like. Call me whatever you like.
All right, we're going to take a break, spending some time with Justy. Remember, he's going to be here performing in the CBC car park after the bus crawl on Monday. We're also going to give you a chance to see him perform on Monday. We do have a show for the holiday, so make sure that you stay here with CBC. We're going to take a break and come on back and wrap up this Friday edition of Morning Barbados as we look to a long Whitsun weekend. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so remember tonight we are at Sandy's Hideaway, Content St. Lucie, with Aeon Skills, Versi, and Surf Rat. We'll be there from 7 o'clock tomorrow. Salsa and Soca with KB Clean. We are at Revelers Bar, Gall Hill, Christchurch from 11 a.m. tomorrow, so come out and join us. And then, of course, on Monday, we have the Socoholics bus crawl with the party buses from Owleys. And then we come back here to CBC in the car park for the ultimate pop-up party. Remember, it's only $50 for your tickets to the bus crawl, and tickets are available here at CBC. Listen, we don't have tickets for the whole island, so come and get your tickets. All right, have a great weekend. Be safe. I'm hoping to see all of you at Rasaili's concert on Sunday, and then here on Monday as well. So we have a packed weekend. Make sure you come on and support. Wear your smiles. Be safe. Get some rest if that's what you need, and certainly enjoy yourselves. Until Monday, bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.